It all stemmed from sabotage by a mysterious organization. Although Buckley realized something was wrong, it was already too late. At the critical moment, Amy wrapped herself tightly around Buckley, generating a force field around her body that sealed out the seawater. The two of them shot upward toward the surface at incredible speed. At the same time on the surface, Kate narrowly dodged a sniper's bullet and immediately called headquarters for backup. Special forces units rushed to her home, and after a brief exchange of gunfire, the assassin was quickly taken down. However, he turned out to be nothing more than a hired mercenary, leaving no clues pointing to whoever was behind the plot. With negotiations now completely collapsed, humanity soon received a formal declaration of war video from the aquatic race.
Your diplomats are dead. Their blood and marrow now feed our children.
The same fate will befall anyone who dares to enter our waters.
Meanwhile, Amy had already brought Buckley safely back to the surface, but they were quickly spotted by a helicopter. To the human military, the aquatic race was now the enemy and had to be locked in cages. Buckley tried to testify on their behalf, insisting that someone had deliberately sabotaged the negotiations, but there was no surveillance footage and no concrete evidence to prove it. At the same time, the killer's identity was confirmed, a retired Greek Special Forces soldier. The following day, authorities planned to transfer Amy to a more secure location. Instead, Buckley tricked the driver into handing over the car keys, threw the vehicle into reverse, and dumped Amy's cage straight into the river, setting her free. Elsewhere, the aquatic race sent another envoy to demand Amy's return so she could be put on trial. But on the human side, Amy had already been rescued, and no one knew where she had gone. Now on the run, Amy and Buckley were hiding in an unfinished, abandoned building. They discussed leaving the city altogether and starting over in a northern town. To get what they needed, the two disguised themselves as a monster and a robber, and staged a mugging in a tunnel, stealing a phone from a young man. Using it, Buckley called his daughter, hoping to borrow his wife's car as cover. What he didn't know was that his wife and daughter had already been placed under tight surveillance by the organization, and their planned meeting point was quickly identified.